Hi, welcome back. One more excerpt, or for now, from the Nowhere Girls. So at this point, Rachel, through her discussions with the home psychologist, has been wondering a lot about her mother's background. And when her mother comes to visit, somewhat unexpectedly, Rachel sort of pushes her to tell her the story of the things she doesn't like to talk about, like her childhood in the orphanage. And her mother tells her um, essentially about growing up in the orphanage, and also tells her that she is responsible, or she felt she was responsible. She really was, that for the death of another girl while she was in the orphanage, and that's sort of haunted her mother's life. And um, she has a lot of guilt, and it feels like something she has to make up. Um, so, having heard the story, Rachel is sort of stunned and doesn't quite know if she's really done something wise in hearing this from her mother. It's a bit overwhelming. Um, and then Miss Coates comes in and has something to say. So I don't answer. I don't really want to go to breakfast with her. I don't want to do anything that would require any sort of attention. I feel like going off somewhere by myself out in the backyard, maybe to have a cigarette and think. There's a knock on the door, first soft, then louder. Come in, I say, and Miss Coates opens the door. I'm sorry, I think she must want her office back. We're done. She shuts the door. Please wait a minute, Rachel. I need to talk to you and your mother. Mrs. Rosenberg, has Rachel had German measles? Mom looks blank. German measles? Dr. Paris has just examined Rachel's roommate, Elena. He diagnosed German measles. The rash came out today after she took a shower. Is that bad? I asked. Is it contagious or something? Miss Coates' arms are crossed. She's standing compact, tight, leaning forward. German measles is extremely dangerous in the early stages of pregnancy. It can cause blindness, deafness, or she stumbles, mental retardation in the unborn child. I stand up without really being aware of it, and my stomach suddenly tight. However, Dr. Paris says that by Elena's stage, the third trimester, the danger to the baby has passed. Oh, relief, real relief. But she has been contagious for up to a week already. And there are girls here who, she breaks off. We have to take every precaution. Do you want me to move rooms? No. In fact, Rachel, you're going to have to quarantine yourself with Elena. Me, but I stopped, thinking of the vomit on the floor, last night's conversation with Miss Patsy. Unless your mother can remember if you've had German measles. We both look at Mom. Her face is uncertain. She doesn't know. It's the kind of thing she never knows. I had measles. I say, don't you remember? I had scabs everywhere, even between my toes. I don't know, Mom says. I think that was measles, not German measles. Did you have her seen by a doctor? Miss Coates asked. Well, yes, of course, but I can't remember now what he said. Well, Miss Coates said, if it can't be confirmed, we'll have to keep Rachel quarantined. I, she turns to me. The danger to the other girls is too great. You realize that, don't you? Yes. I've already had to send Miss Patsy home since she doesn't know if she's had it either. The phone in the office rings, and Miss Coates goes to the desk, leaning over from the other side. Yes, Linda, yes, tell him I'll be there in a minute. Hold on. She puts the phone down and turns to me. Rachel, I'm going to escort you upstairs now. But I still haven't had I'll have a tray sent up. It will be left by the door. You are not to speak to the person who brings it. Do you understand? We'll have to work out a system of communication. She goes back to the phone for a second. Down the hall, I hear the other line ringing. I look over at Mom. I'm sure it'll be all right, she says. I'll call the doctor when I get back to town. He can look in his records. She comes up closer, looking me up and down. She looks like she wants to say something, but she can't think of what. I wish I could say something too, that I understand the orphanage, the ugliness, that there's something I can do for her. Rachel, Mom says softly. Yes. I don't know. she says. I just keep your chin up. Miss Coates opens the door and motions to me. I'm sorry to hurry you, she says as we go upstairs. This has been such an unexpected. It's all right, I understand. I catch a glimpse of Mom at the bottom of the stairs. She waves at me, a silly little mom wave. Keep your chin up. I think she was trying to say she loves me.